Hello everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Pulp, Punditry and Portchy. Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Pulp, Punditry and Portchy. So today's episode is going to be with a Portchy legend who's spent 5 years at the club. He is the Iron Man himself, Mr. Joe Noakes. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, cheers.
Yeah. How's your lockdown been as well?
Yeah, been a bit testing at times, but yeah, it's been not too bad.
Yeah, awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Joe a little bit about his career prior to coming to Portchy. Obviously he spent a lot of his playing career here, and we're going to talk about his time at Portchy. Also, during the last season he's had some difficult times, but he's come through those fantastically, so we're going to hear a little bit about that. So let's just start off with your career then. So where did you start off your career in football?
Started off playing, I was quite a late starter. I started playing about 13 for Mill Milton, and then I ended up playing for a pub team, the Tangiers, with my older brother. Sort of went along one day, ended up staying there. After that I signed for Portsgrove, stayed there for 2 seasons. Then got picked up by Havant Waterlooville through there. It was a college course at Southtowns I'd done, and it was linked with the first team at Havant. So when I went to college, I'd done that course, played there for 3 years. I got signed on a contract with the first team after my second year, stayed there, and then obviously come to Portchester about 5 seasons ago now.
Cool. And even, was that in your time? I saw looking online at like Havant, you had some trials, was it, at some Football League clubs or conference style clubs as well?
Yeah, so I went on trial at Swindon and Leighton Orient. I went on trial with 5 other 1,000 trialists. I made it down to the last 11. I played 1 game at the Matchroom Stadium in front of Russell Slade and Paolo Di Canio, and I played another one at the county ground at Swindon. So yeah, done that. After that went back to Havant, stayed there. Didn't really play as much as I would have liked to there, and then come to Portchester. I've been here since.
Awesome. How was it like? Did you meet Di Canio when you were time?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, met him twice. He came in the changing room and he spoke to me as well personally. I'm a big West Ham fan as well, so that was nice.
Yeah.
My dad and my brother was there. They got to meet him as well. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
And how was it going to, I guess, into that process of applying and having those kind of trials? Because you got down to obviously that core group. Was it quite competitive having to do like a situation like that?
Yeah, so what it was, I was actually in Zante on a lad's holiday and I see something pop up on Facebook, and I just applied for it, sort of didn't think nothing of it. And then my mum rang me about 3 days later and she said, I've just had a letter come through from Samsung, who was running the trials, saying that they want to see you at a five-a-side facility up in London. So I went there with all the other trialists, and there was coaches there from the clubs who looked at people and they sort of picked out who they wanted to take. And then after that I played 2 11-a-side matches at Staines Town, and then got filtered down into the last 11 and then played 1 at the county ground and then 1 at the Matchroom Stadium.
Cool, awesome. So following that, you obviously were in and around like the Havant team. So how was it being at like Havant and Waterlooville? Were they kind of conference like side at that time?
Yeah, they was Conference South at the time. It's called Vanarama then, but yeah, Conference South. They were doing well. It was good. It was a good environment to be around. Met a lot of good players and good lads there as well. I still speak to quite a few of them now, to be honest. And obviously like Rambo, I was friends with Rambo before, but sort of that's where we come close. Yeah. Awesome.
So, and then came down to like Portchy. How did it come about ending up here? And clearly you've stayed here for a long time afterwards.
When I left Havant, I had a couple of clubs sort of come saying, "Oh, are you interested in coming here?" And then Mick Jenkins and Graham Ricks. Mick Jenkins is a friend of my dad's. He rang up and said, "Look, is Joe interested in coming to Portchester?" Just because, to be fair, I sort of fell out of love with football a little bit after Havant. And Jenkins said, "Are you interested in coming down?" So I thought, they come round my house and he said to me, because Graham Ricks was manager then, he come around my house and he stood in my kitchen. He said everything he was going to do, like, you'll be playing, and he shook my hand, and that was it. The rest is history, really.
Yeah.
Come here, played 3 or 4 seasons under him, and then obviously Suss coming in, Saunders, and then Cats. So yeah, I've been here ever since then.
And is it quite important? I was just thinking, you saying that, like the kind of people who are selling it to you, really, what, you know, are you going to be playing, or what the club is like, and the people you're working with?
Yeah, massively, because like I said, for me, because I fell out of love with football a little bit when Rico and Jenks come round. I was just sort of like, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to make the commitment again, because I give a lot of commitment up at Havant, and I wasn't sure whether I wanted to do that again.
Yeah.
But like I said, everything Rico said to me, he stuck by. Like, I still speak to him now, still good pals, and that. Got a lot of time for him. So yeah, it was nice that he sort of got that little fire back inside me again to play football. So
fantastic. Yeah. And in terms of like Portchie, when you first came here, how is it different to kind of what it started to evolve into now? Was the club competing at a similar level near the top of the Wessex at that time?
Wow, they were, yeah. Could probably say that we have underachieved at times since we've been here, because over the years I've been here, we have had some great players here and we have had some good teams, but for some reason it's never just clicked. We've never had that last little bit. But the club's evolved massively. Look, people who know Paul Kelly knows what he does up here. They're always up here, upgrading the facilities. Look, when I first come here, this wasn't here. The stand over there wasn't here. The clubhouse, the players bit, the one we drink in, that had just been finished. So yeah, it's evolved massively off the pitch as well as on the pitch as well. So.
No, it's brilliant to hear, and I think, like you were saying about being unlucky, I think the thing is it's so difficult, isn't it, with there only being one confirmed promotion spot in the Wessex, and there's a lot of clubs that want to go up, but I think just that little bit extra, isn't it, and you can even have a fantastic squad and come second to somebody who's a few points more.
A good squad don't always win you the league. You've got to have a balance of everything, really, a bit of togetherness. You've got to have obviously the players, you've got to have a bit of luck as well. Like, obviously players pick up injuries, get suspensions over the season. It's one big factor. So
yeah, and obviously coming into last season, and I guess even before that a little bit, you obviously suffered from some really bad injuries, and what I remember from when obviously I started coming down here was when you had last season's injury, but I think from what I remember you'd been out before that as well, so
yeah.
Do you want to talk to us a little bit about that, because it's amazing that you've come back to playing at the club now. It's a real testament, really. So yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
So about 3.5 years ago now, I ruptured my cruciate ligament in training, just on a Thursday night. Not a bad tap or anything like that, it just went. I spent 18 months out on the sideline with that, and then funny enough, a year ago today we played a pre-season friendly against United Services, and I broke my leg. So yeah, it's been tough, but I've got a good family, good support. The club's been great. Gibbo as well, he's part of me, ringing him up at all sorts of times in the week and saying to him about any problems I've had, but he's been brilliant. He's helped me out a lot. And also I've had like old physio, like Claire Alexander from Havant, she messaged me, helped me out as well.
That's good.
Yeah, it was nice when I actually got injured. Like the amount of texts that Lee Bradbury from Havant, my manager, said if there's anything we can do. It was nice. But although it wasn't nice being injured, it was nice to know that I had all them people sort of willing to help me get back to what I like doing.
Yeah, looking out for you, and just that kind of community. Even though we're all different stages in the non-league pyramid, you know there are people out there that care about your football career.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I remember you had to wear this like kind of it looked like scaffolding, didn't it, around your leg, like. So like, how long did you have to have that on? Because that looked awkward.
Yeah, so I had down for 6 months, just give or take. I can't remember. It seemed like a lifetime, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was about 6 months. I was actually in a plaster cast at first. I had that on for a month, but that didn't work. So I had to put surgery and put the Meccano set around.
Yeah, and I think that's why we've kind of gone a little bit with the nickname like Iron Noakes, essentially, or the Iron Man, because he's still here today, and he's obviously playing, and he came back at the last stages of last season, didn't you, and got some games in, which was testament, like, to get back to that stage, like 2 long-term injuries, one after the other, and seeing him in this like Meccano set as the connector of a set he's describing, like, it's amazing. So in terms of how you feel now, like, do you feel good and like ready for the new season?
Ready to go, yeah. Just sort of when I come back from my knee, I played 20 minutes up Paulsgrove and then 60 minutes at Services and broke my leg, and it was sort of like I had the carrot dangling in front of me. I was just about to bite it, sort of get going, and then I got injured again. So I'm ready to go again this year. I feel fit, feel strong. My injuries, touch wood, at the moment they feel good. So yeah, just to see what happens.
Awesome. And I guess as you came into the back end of last season, we were on a bit of a roll, I guess, when you came back and you slotted in there and played a few games.
Yeah.
How did you feel about how the season was ended? And I've had this conversation with a lot of people now. I think we've all moved on, and I think we all just want to push forward for whenever the new season starts. But what were your thoughts on how we were doing, and also how it kind of prematurely ended?
So I do believe that we would have won the league. So we had to play Christchurch twice. I think that would have been the teller of the season, to be honest, because they were flying, we were flying. But with us, we were getting points, we were winning games, and we still weren't playing great. We're still conceding like sloppy goals, and I think it was just at the drop of the coin, we were getting to that point where it was going to change, and we were going to stop conceding goals. Because going forward, we've never had a problem with scoring goals. But yeah, it's just a couple of little, and that's not me digging the defenders out from last year. By the way.
Yeah, there's a few people who are going to be on the phone, aren't they, after this?
But but like I said, it was just a drop of the coin, and it was coming. And I do think that the FA did end the season a bit early, but it is what it is. We can't do nothing. We just got to move on and go for it this year.
And it's a situational. Sorry, I was going to say like they've never had to do it before.
Exactly.
And I think who knows how to react? But yeah, I think like you've already alluded to when we've chatted as well. I think we're all just itching when we can take it
exactly,
go, aren't we? So
yeah, exactly.
So what are your thoughts with the squad? Obviously, the main thing is to retain so many of the squad from last season. I think that's personally really important. But we brought a few more players in as well. So what do you think in terms of? We know what our ambitions are. And there are other clubs out there with the same ambitions, but what do you think in terms of this season's squad, like going into it?
It's good. Obviously, there's players who have been here, like myself, like Robbie Evans, Rambos, Craig Hardy's been here for a good couple of seasons now, but there's some fresh faces this year, and we've got one thing I think that we have lacked the last few seasons is a bit of depth within the squad, whereas this year I think Cats and Molly's got it spot on. We got depth all over. There's competition for places, which is good as well, because it means no one can get complacent.
Sure, yeah. I mean that's important, isn't it? So
Definitely,
people are going to you want people itching at the bit if they're not in the team to
exactly,
get in.
Yeah. But like I said, at the end of last year, we had got the togetherness back. We had a good bunch of lads. Everyone signed again, and like I said, we've improved on that as well. We've got other players that have come in, so hopefully this year we can do the bit. Just have to see what happens.
Yeah, and we'll all be rooting for you on the sidelines, on the curve of porch where we're sat, obviously now as well. So just to round things off, just think about a few players. I guess you've played with the best players, maybe who you'd have in your five-a-side team. So in your entire career, would you say, who's probably some of the best players, or the best player you've played with?
Sammy Argo when he was at Portchester, Jamie Musselwhite as well when he's at Portchester, he was just an absolute machine. Jack Saltval as well. He was like he was our talisman for Portchester. Whenever he played, we won. When he didn't, we never. So, but yeah, he was another thing. He was just a machine.
Yeah. And in terms of like five-a-side team, then who would be in your five-a-side team? You could put yourself in there as well if you want to.
I've got to put myself in there. So I'd have myself, Rambo, Lewis Noyce in goal, Paul Kelly centre mid.
Important, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Enforcer.
I'll probably have Gibbo, the physio, as well, because in training he does bit sometimes.
Does it?
Yeah, he do, yeah.
We'll have to call on him later on in your season if there is a few injuries. Hopefully not. Or whatever. Yeah, awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure actually talking to you as well. And just in terms of like next season, just so fans who maybe haven't come down, they know who you are. So you play on the left.
Yeah, left side. I can bit of utility play. I can play left back, left mid. I can do a job at centre half.
There we go. So very versatile. But, thanks so much for chatting to us, and let's fast forward hopefully as soon as we can to next season.
Definitely.
So, well, that's the end of the episode, guys. So just remember, you can catch us on Pulp, Punditry and Portchy on YouTube. You probably already have because you're watching it. If you want to look through our previous episodes, we've got a few in the back now. Please do. In terms of the new season, we're looking at maybe a few months to go, maybe hopefully a month. But the clubhouse is open. We obviously have got the QR code booking for drinks and things like that, so do get down the club and support it, because it's really obviously great to be able to have a drink, but there's not loads and loads of people, so you can space out. On Twitter and Instagram and on Facebook we're at Arancione fans, or on Instagram we're at Arancione _AFCP fans. You can tell I had to think about that, but check us out on there. There'll be plenty of things coming up, but until next time, Forza Portchy.